Greens. I love Athletic Greens, and I've been taking AG1 by Athletic Greens almost every morning for years. I take 1 scoop of AG1 by Athletic Greens. I mix it in water. It tastes great, and it covers your nutritional bases, kids. When you find a healthy routine you actually like doing, it's not hard to stick with. I keep taking Athletic Greens AG1 for a ton of reasons. It promotes strength and stamina for my workouts, and of course, it supports mental clarity and alertness, which is great for these long podcast sessions. 1 scoop of AG1 contains 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens, and it helps you start your day right. If you've been thinking about giving Athletic Greens a try, now's a good time to start a new healthy routine. Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at athleticgreens.com/Rogan. I take the travel packs with me on the road. They're great. It's very convenient to have around. Tap the banner or go to athleticgreens.com/Rogan to check it out. Tap the banner or visit this episode's page to learn more. This episode is brought to you by Policy Genius. There is no way to know what life has in store, and having a safety net is important. If something happens to you, a good insurance plan will ensure your family is taken care of. Policy Genius has modernized finding and buying life insurance. Their technology lets you easily compare quotes from America's top insurers to find your lowest price. You can find policies starting at just $39 a month for $2 million worth of coverage. Some options offer coverage starting in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Plus, Policy Genius has licensed agents to help you find the best fit. They work for you, not the insurance companies. There are no added fees, and your personal details stay private. If you already have life insurance through work, know that your employer may not offer enough protection for your family. And it might not follow you if you leave your job. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net, and you deserve a smarter way to find and buy one. Head to policygenius.com, click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save. That's policygenius.com. Tap the banner or head to this episode's page to learn more.
It's a crazy world.
How much of an education are you getting in how fucked we are by your show? Because I would be very pessimistic if I had gone to all the places that you've gone to and seen all the chaos that you've seen.
I'm not pessimistic at all. I think one of the biggest surprises for me filming this show has been finding out that even the people, not all, but the majority of the people that I've met involved in these illegal activities around the world, that they are very much people just like you and me. And it is more often than not because of a lack of opportunities that they end up involved in a life of crime. And I think, there is the idea that no matter how far I travel to the edges of our society and that I can still find people who are relatable and redeemable makes me actually have a very optimistic view of the world. Of course, that doesn't apply to everyone. When I'm interviewing white supremacists who talk about, wanting death for minorities or other people that I've interviewed.
Have you done that? You've interviewed?
Yeah, we did. We did an episode.
Is that on this season?
It's on season 2, last season, on white supremacy.
Where did you go?
We went to Denver. We interviewed
Denver?
There is we interviewed a couple of people in Denver, one of which was a 28-year-old, I believe he was I can't remember what he was by day, but he showed up wearing a swastika. And he was talking about a race war, and he was going to do everything he could to make this race war start. And he was part of Atomwaffen, which is a big white supremacist group that has actually been responsible for some deaths in the U.S.
How many of those people just need somewhere to belong to? And this is something that they find that they can find a bunch of people that are energized about a very specific cause, and then they find that if they align themselves with this group, there's a camaraderie and a brothership in this cause, even if it's ridiculous and disgusting.
I think a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think the vast majority of them, actually.
Lost people.
Yeah, and it's the danger of the internet, right? Because it's a loudspeaker. Unfortunately, it's a place where you can find that community, but that community is not always good.
It's a danger of psychology, too, right? The people are easily manipulated, and they want to belong to a group, and especially if they think that it's some sort of a secret group that other people don't know about, and if they have this cause they think is, valid or just.
Or make sense of the world. Maybe if they feel like the world is not is unjust towards them, they feel like there has to be a reason behind it, so maybe it is.
Did you ever see when W. Kamau Bell went and interviewed a bunch of KKK? He's great at that because he's such an easygoing, likable guy. He's so nice and so smart that when they're with him, they're like, hey, you're different. And I'm like, hey, man, you need some black friends. Like, there's a lot of people like that out there,
Yeah.
you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know, it's like these poor, sad, lost people. And then they're committed to this thing, this horrible idea.
I know. So much of it comes out of ignorance, too.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah, I know.
And foolishness.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's so disheartening that that's prevalent.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's very sad. Yeah, that sense of community is really missing for a lot of people. But, you know, unfortunately, it leads to a lot of hate as well. So those were the people that, for me, were really difficult to empathize with.
Yeah, I would imagine. What did you do this season?
We did Ghost Guns. We did one on LSD, psychedelics. It was my first time ever doing a story on psychedelics. It's a great episode. We basically spent months and months trying to get an interview with an LSD chemist. There's only a few of them out there. So
Yeah, there's only like 5 or 6
Yeah.
in the whole country, which is
I know.
crazy.
I know.
I just found that out recently.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. And we kept hearing about these hermit chemists who live out in the forests and are hidden. And I mean, we interviewed so many people and talked to so many people to try to get access to. And in the end, it was we got access to a chemist who is no longer a chemist, but it was one of the most powerful interviews we
So
ever
he
did.
quit after you interviewed him?
No, he got in trouble. He was an LSD chemist, and he did time in prison, basically, in the UK. And he's American, and he's now living in Montana. And he's now he lives out of school bus in Montana. And it was a really powerful interview because, you know, I spent so much time reporting on drugs and talking to people who do it because of the money. And with psychedelics, we've filmed a lot of people involved in the psychedelics business selling mushrooms and LSD, and not one single one of them was doing it because of the money. They all told us how they were doing it because of the power of the drug and how LSD has changed them and transformed them, and they really believe in the power of the drug in terms of sort of liberating and raising consciousness in the world. And he was one of them. So here I was finally in front of a chemist who spent, you know, years of his life making LSD, and then and he started crying, bawling, and talking about how, when I asked him, do you know other active chemists out there? And he told me, look, I do, but I would never give you that name because I would take away from them what has been taken away from me. And he starts bawling, talking about what LSD meant for him, what making LSD meant for him, and how he was robbed of his life's meaning. It's really incredible. I was not expecting it.
So he felt like his life's meaning was to provide it.
To provide it and to allow people to experience what he experienced at a young age.
Did you have any preconceived notions when you went into that were dissolved?
Absolutely. Again, I think the financial component. Most people that are involved in drug trafficking or making of drugs do it because of money. And, you know, I don't use drugs, never have, because I'm afraid of losing control. I've tried weed, of course. I tried hash. Oh, one of the episodes we have for the upcoming season is actually about hash because it's the first drug I tried when I was growing up in Portugal.
It's
But
decriminalized in Portugal.
It's decriminalized. Right? Portugal has an amazing success when it
Yes.
comes to drugs. It's pretty
Well,
cool.
that's part of the problem with illegality, right? When things are illegal, only